Insofar as I can actually tell, ANCAP, Australia's approximation for a proper vehicle safety ratings agency, is currently cruising at an altitude somewhere between former Soviet bureaucracy and outright Keystone Cops. Details next. I'm John Cadogan from AutoExpert.com.au. New cars cheap, Australia only, world domination to be confirmed. Website, card. In today's report, I'm going to show you with examples how current vehicles offering, quote, marginal or even, quote, weak levels of crash protection to you and your family still manage to get themselves the coveted 5-star ANCAP safety rating. This report is sponsored by NordVPN. Visit nordvpn.com/AEJC now for an exclusive discount. Scammers and hackers truly are the cockroaches of the online world. Like, no matter how hard we try, they seemingly cannot be eradicated. These people spend their lives phishing with a PH. They're trying to scam us out of our passwords. They've got malware and ransomware. It never ends. It's a sewer. This happens all the time, okay? You think you've just connected to free Wi-Fi, and meanwhile, one of these roaches has just inserted himself between you and the internet like a leech, and he's about to start sifting through your data. This is actually called a man-in-the-middle attack. It's very common. But you don't have to be the next victim, right? You just need effective countermeasures, and that's exactly what NordVPN does. Nord does stuff that you and I don't really understand in the background. They encrypt your online traffic, they hide your IP address, and they bring other threat protection features to the front line of a fight that you might not even know you're in until it's too late. Go to nordvpn.com/AEJC now. You'll get a huge discount plus up to 4 additional months free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's nordvpn.com/AEJC. Link in the description. Just subscribe, download the app and connect. One click later, you are better protected. It's the fastest VPN on the planet. Your IP address is shielded, your online traffic is masked with state-of-the-art encryption. We're talking NSA spec encryption across as many as 6 of your devices. That's your phone, your tablet, your laptop, times 2, his and hers, whatever. There's 24/7 support, and it costs only about as much as a cup of coffee every month to keep your data, your identity, and your devices secure. And it works across Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and iOS. Because your location is masked, you're going to be able to access streaming and other services that might be blocked where you live. Plus, another bonus, you can continue to watch your favourite content when you travel overseas. All up, it's a pretty small price to pay for enhanced cybersecurity and greater access to this and that online. Go to nordvpn.com/AEJC now to get more secure and enjoy a big discount, plus those extra months of free subscription time. Totally risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That's nordvpn.com/AEJC, link in the description, and thanks to Nord for sponsoring this episode. ANCAP, the Australasian New Car Assessment Program. It sounds like a government agency, doesn't it? Like a proper safety regulator, but it absolutely isn't. It enjoys more of a leech-like relationship apropos of what an American would probably call we the people. ANCAP describes itself as a, quote, independent voice. Our vision: 0 deaths and serious injuries on Shitsvillian and Sheepshagastani roads. Okay, so as preposterous pieces of bullshit go, in my opinion, this so-called vision takes the absolute frickin' cake. There has never, in all of human history, been a benign transport system. Never. Everything from walking the dog to flying the space fucking shuttle has killed people from time to time, sadly. Our roads are actually already very safe on objective criteria, but delusions of zero. Really, you would need to engineer out the dickhead. Every time advances in safety occur, Homo sapiens, like clockwork, just manages to stump up a better dickhead. ANCAP's job is not really to provide you with preposterous visions in any case. We've got religion, if you want that. ANCAP's job is to secure more taxpayer funding by making safety digestible for people who don't get that applied physics is actually a superpower, i.e. 99.9% of the population. So here's the problem, right? ANCAP's latest 9 published safety ratings. I'm using these because that's what they highlight on their homepage. I cannot therefore be accused of being some sort of cherry-picking cock. These vehicles are selected by them and heavily promoted by them by virtue of their placement on the homepage. I did not choose them. They chose them for me. 8 5-star ratings out of 9 and 1 4-star rating. 4 stars for the short wheelbase petrol Jeep Grand Cherokee, which basically killed the rear seat passenger dummy thanks to excessive seatbelt loads in the full width frontal impact test. It's perfectly legal to sell that death trap here, however. Absolutely nothing fucked up about that at all. You'd agree. ANCAP offers a PDF report with every vehicle it assesses. This in part reduces the crash performance of the vehicle to a simple colour code because obviously numbers do terrify the kiddies these days. Green for good, yellow for adequate, orange for marginal, brown, the sacred colour of poop, for weak, and red, rhymes with dead, for poor. The 8 latest 5-star ratings went to, in order, MG4, Chery Omoda 5, Volkswagen ID4 and ID5, the Mazda CX60, the Grand Cherokees that aren't the safety shitbox short wheel base petrol variants, Land Rover Discovery Sport, and that gorgeous 3-prong GLC. So, my strong advice here. Get ready to collect your jaw from the floor because 6 of those 8 allegedly leading 5-star vehicles feature marginal or weak, i.e. colour of poop, safety performances in the physical crash tests. That is, less than adequate, below adequate, inadequate. The 2 Volkswagens did okay, actually. Everyone else, not so much. For MG4, the marginal levels of safety performance were the driver's chest in the offset frontal crash and the rear passenger's head in the full-width frontal crash. Both orange. That shitbox Chery Omoda 5 in the side impact test. It's not funny. The Chery failed to pop its curtain airbag correctly, and I do hate it when that happens. In the side impact test, the curtain airbag did not open as intended and a penalty was applied. My question, and I don't think I'm alone here, is how the actual fuck is that not the hugest red flag ever on safety? How is it not grounds for immediate disqualification? Airbags are like chemotherapy, dude. You have to be in a bad spot, and they are the last line of defense between you and death. Incomplete or improper deployment is not acceptable, not on my world. It's a test that tells you the thing is put together badly. When that happens, you do that test, the airbag doesn't deploy properly, what conclusion would you draw? They just gave 5 stars to a vehicle where the airbag didn't deploy properly. Okay. In the oblique pole test for that beautiful Chery, the driver's chest protection was marginal. So were all 4 of the front dummy's thighs. That would be the driver and the passenger, who have 2 thighs apiece, plus the passenger's lower right leg, if memory serves. Pro tip, okay? Your femoral artery runs all the way down to your feet. If you smash your femur in a high mechanism car crash because, I don't know, marginal protection or something, and this damages your femoral artery, it is extremely easy to die of hypovolemic shock in violent, brutal agony at the roadside without spilling a single drop of blood on the carpet. That's what we're talking about here. This is not just dummies in a lab. It's you out on the road, screaming in agony. For the Mazda CX60, it's even worse, I'd suggest. The front offset crash was a complete dog's breakfast of inadequate protection for the driver. Officially rated weak for protection. The hallowed colour of poop for the driver's thighs, both of them, and marginal protection for the driver's chest. So, if the shattered femurs don't get you, the bilateral tension pneumothorax probably will. Pro tip on that one. If the paramedics get to you in time, before you more or less drown, and you're there gasping for air, your lungs are not inflating because you've got something of a problem with the plumbing, when they reach in and they say, "This might sting a bit," they're really not kidding. Not. Okay, so suck it up, dude. Except, of course, you won't be able to. For the non-safety shitbox variants of the Grand Cherokee now, the marginal region was the rear passenger's chest. Teenage Jimmy after soccer practice, RIP. This is exactly the same region that performed so utterly shit on the short wheelbase petrol Grand Cherokee. And to me, this kind of consistency just screams design deficiency. And yet, 5 stars. Yay. That beautiful Land Rover Discovery Sport now. I do so wish they'd just kept calling it a Freelander. So, with the Disco Sport, little Jimmy cops it in the chest again, just like in the Grand Cherokee we just discussed, with a marginal score there. And the driver copped it in the chest with a marginal result in the oblique pole test. And finally, the superlative 3-prong GLC, engineered like no other unsafe premium shit heap. Proof that the term European build quality is a joke. Requiescat in frickin' pace delusions of German superiority. That delightfully uplifting piece of 3-prong crap delivered an emphatically poop-coloured, weak performance for the driver's chest in the oblique pole impact test. Counterintuitively enough, I'm sure, in the minds of the insufferably superior kinds of twats who drive pieces of shit such as that. You can see the problem here, right? Like, in a sane world, ANCAP would be calling out these deficiencies and demanding better crash performance from those vehicles, especially for the poop-coloured lack of protection they refer to as weak, exemplified by the Mazda CX60 and the 3-prong GLC. But they're not, are they? These cars all get 5 stars. Green for good, yellow for acceptable. Anything less than yellow is therefore unacceptable, is it not? Because, logic. If something is below acceptable, it's unacceptable, like semantics. Fuck's sake. How do you package unacceptable crash performance into a 5-star rating and drive out on the other side with your dignity intact? Because where I sit, the two things just don't fit together, do they? Orange, brown and red, marginal, weak and poor, respectively, all less than acceptable. Therefore, they are unacceptable. Quod erat frickin' demonstrandum. Dude. And yet, ANCAP appears to be patting these vehicles on the head and giving them a medal just for turning up. Thanks for attending. Here's your 5-star medal. Well done. Don't worry about being unacceptable. The main thing is you turned up. Very millennial approach, now that I think about it. If I were a car maker that actually delivered wall-to-wall yellows and greens, like acceptables and goods in the crash protection domain, I would be ever so slightly cranky, I think, for letting Team Orange and Brown, those miscreants, join my frickin' 5-star boy band. To achieve the maximum 5-star ANCAP safety rating, a vehicle must perform to the highest level across all key areas of assessment. I would argue that's not really a true statement, is it? Unless there's a disclaimer to the effect that sometimes we just give 5 stars to cars with unacceptable levels of crash performance. Scoring marginal or weak, i.e. being definitively unacceptable, is apparently insufficient to stop a vehicle from getting 5 stars. That is not performing at the highest level, unquote. It's not even just failing to perform at the highest level. It's failing to perform acceptably. Jesus. To me, this whole rating system is gagging to be ripped down and rebuilt from the ground up, and the messaging that surrounds it. We need to replace this cockamamie system with something of acceptable quality, something meaningful, easy for consumers to digest without these intrinsic conflicts when you drill down into it. Presently, it looks to me about as credible as the Heart Foundation tick of approval. I'm not saying it's corrupt or bought, I'm just saying it's bullshit. Or at the very least, on par with a system contrived by the former Soviet bureaucracy. Finally, let us do a thought experiment about how this might work in practice. Let us say that you buy yourself a brand new shiny GLC. It's the full in-dealership ankle grab, the infamous Mercedes shit price promise. Yes, the mafioso-esque in-house finance deal, because you really are part of the family now, aren't you? It's that quality German automobile you have always wanted, the premium car that everybody thinks you deserve. The 5-star rating, well, it's right there in black and yellow, isn't it? It's the glacé cherry on the icing of the cake of this being exactly the right new conveyance for you. When people see you in that car, dudes will want to be you, and chicks, well, let's just say you'll probably need a big stick to keep them at bay. And always wear your safety specs, because you don't want to get hit in the eye by a piece of flying lingerie. On the way home, however, sadly, first day out, you swerve to avoid a child. Unfortunately, you lose control of your beautiful new automobile and you hit a pole at an oblique angle. Oops-a-daisy. The poop-coloured thorax protection on that impressively engineered and independently verified German safety shit heap jumps into action, mainly by reaching and holding the window of opportunity open for the Grim Reaper. You wake up explaining to St. Peter how it couldn't possibly have happened that way. There must be some kind of terrible mistake. Like, you bought the safe car, it had 5 stars, you ate the mushrooms and shared ANCAP's vision. Oh my God, I've left the oven on, and Tiffany's expecting me at 5. She'll already have the latex jumpsuit on. At least let me go back and clear my internet browsing history. Like, my relatives really don't need to see that, dude. St. Peter, of course, gently just reaches in and takes you by the hand, gives you the full mystical tut-tut treatment. Like, yes, it is rather a lot to take in, dude. We get that quite a bit here at the pearly gates. Next thing, of course, you're in the express elevator, aren't you? Heading straight for the fucking basement. It seems to be getting hotter. On balance, it hasn't been a spectacularly good day, has it? Still, if you are looking for a silver lining in all of this, there's bound to be plenty of lawyers whose counsel you might seek on the floor where you're about to get off.